Oh, we're going?
Ruby, Ruby, honey, are you mad at your man? I'll set you in the shade.
Oh,
I'm shoveling with the spade. I'm digging in the brown gold mine.
Like a freight train.
unreal.
Ruby,
Ooh.
Ruby,
Sonny,
Yeah,
tearing it.
tearing it.
are you mad at your man?
Brother Sonny, the chief. That's rock and roll, buddy, right there.
Yeah, this whole thing is rock
Yeah.
and roll.
If you don't live upright,
Listen to that whistle. That train is a long
yeah.
way off.
Yeah. Leon Rhodes.
Yeah.
just follow me tonight.
Goosebumps everywhere.
I'll take you to my shady so cold.
Oh.
If people aren't standing screaming,
Yeah.
nothing will get them out.
Honey, are you mad? You're mad.
Oh.
Killer.
Oh, man. 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 Man, man. Oh. Oh. I'm telling you what, boys and girls.
Y'all need to go and listen to that for yourselves.
I'm telling you what right now, that, of course, was the Osborne Brothers. Sonny, we lost, the banjo player, about 2 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 days ago, Bobby. The singer.
91
years old. Probably the greatest bluegrass singer of all time. Man, there's no one, in my opinion, that has ever done what he did.
That can cause riots.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
That kind of energy.
And you have to realize that this was 1960.
Right.
So no, 60. It was early 60s.
Early 60s, late
So
50s, early 60s.
So what was going on too at the time was the Osborne Brothers ended up being the only bluegrass band ever in history that had hits on country radio, number ones. Rocky Top was number one. That was a hit song. There was a ton of them, and they were the first bluegrass band to ever go on stage with electric bass and drums.
Right.
Ever. And
You're
it
right.
caused a riot.
That's rock and roll.
It's
Like,
rock
that's
and
just-
roll. And I knew these men. I was so lucky to have played at festivals with those guys when I was a kid. And it's a little hard to listen to right now, but damn, there's really there'll never be a replacement for those guys. You know what I mean? And a lot of my friends and heroes over the last 2 or 3 years are leaving, and it's shocking.
Yeah.
You think that somebody got that much talent. It wasn't just how good they were, how good he was as a mandolin player and a singer, but Sonny was the best banjo player ever. He's my hero, and he sang that part just below below Bobby. And there was it's an interesting documentary if you want to learn more about the Osbornes called The Kentucky Treasure. I think it's what it's called. And it's on YouTube. It's a 2-hour documentary about their life. Mm-hmm. And it was incredible. What all that they did and all the people they worked for. Sonny Osborne went to work for Bill Monroe playing banjo at 14 years old.
Whoa.
On the Opry.
Yeah.
And he was a master at 14 years old.
A baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just so many things. If you want to go learn more about the Osbornes, you should, because I can truthfully say that they're the biggest influence ever on my music when it comes to recording bluegrass. If you listen to my records that I do of bluegrass, you'll hear their production values, which are completely different than standard grass, right?
Yeah.
The jingly Nashville guitars and the drum, the kick drum, they had a whole other production value.
It was energy. It was
Huge.
just energy
Huge.
let loose.
And that was early on.
Yeah.
As they went further, it got crazier. The production was so beautiful and so refined and so everything, and it all was centered around Bobby's voice, who had, as you hear there, like that's a rip-roaring song, but man, he could sing anything.
That is an unstoppable freight train.
And one of my proudest moments in my entire life was when Claire Lynch told me that at the same time that they were cutting Molly May, he was in the next studio cutting Blackbird.
Oh, nice.
And it didn't make the record. He was making a new album. He loved my song. And he cut it. And I'm hoping Allison Brown from Compass Records will give me a copy of the rough. Obviously would never do anything with it, but I would love to hear him sing one of my, I think I would die.
Yeah.
I would just fall down and poop.
Uncontrollable poop.
Uncontrollable poop.
Yeah.
So then, amazingly and sadly, just 3 days before we lost Bobby, we lost another of the greatest mandolin players
Ever to be ever.
Ever to be ever. Another man I knew, and we're going to play him right now. I had this all. Here we go.
Technology to figure out.
I got some technology, but I got it right here. And this, of course, is the immortal Jesse McReynolds.
One more copyright strike to go.
I don't care.
No.
We're going to remember these guys because they changed everything. This was another band that had country hits. They had a charted hit with Paradise, a John Prine song.
Yeah.
They had a hit with this song I'm about to play.
The first crossover artists.
Yeah,
really?
They were.
Right.
They were crossing out of bluegrass and mountain music into commercial country.
Yeah.
Right? It was unheard of.
Back in that day, it was
it's unheard of. And because there was a lot of bad things associated with mountain. They were hillbillies, and they didn't like that term. Right?
Get off me, Uncle Pa.
Yeah, so it's kind of sucked. But Jim and Jesse were another of the greatest bands ever. I was so lucky. I got to spend time with those guys when I was a kid, and then the last time I saw Jesse, I played a folk festival in Bangor, Maine with him, and we did a workshop together on stage, and there's pictures of us playing together.
Nice.
And this guy absolutely changed the face of mandolin, because what he did with the mandolin, as you're going to hear, he didn't play mandolin the same way everybody else did. He cross-picked it, almost like a banjo. So he played the mandolin with rolls. Yeah. Right? With three-string rolls. And at the same time, he was also capable of fretting just one of the strings of the pair.
So he's splitting
he could
the string
split
pairs,
the string pairs with his fingernail.
And one fretted.
Yep.
On the same pair.
On the same pair. And could do it at speed, so he had harmonies that were impossible
that
for
nobody
anybody
else
else.
Could, yeah.
Right? And I remember sitting on the bus with those guys when I was a kid, and Jesse sitting there going, "Here, try." He played this maker called Stiver, and he had a bunch of Stivers. He had this blonde Stiver that he loved, and he would bring out all these mandolins, and I'd be sitting on the couch in the bus, and he'd be like, "Play this one," play this one, right? And they were all set up like Rolls Royces because his action had to be so low.
That's what I was just going to say.
For
Was
what he
his,
did.
what was his setup to allow him
Way
to do that?
low. Because he played, what he did was he played really loudly built mandolins.
Right.
With low action. So he didn't have to hit them hard.
He didn't, no effort to get the tone, the sound.
And
of
he
them.
used a soft pick.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he was just an absolute genius. So here's Jim and Jesse, Ashes of Love. And he's singing lead. And this was a hit. This was a charted song on the country charts. I think that's Alan Sheldon playing the bass on the banjo on this.
Yeah.
He was a lovely man, too. Alan.
He's steady as a rock, eh?
Oh, yeah. He was a ginger.
Yeah.
He was a big ginger, yeah.
I trusted you, our love will stand. Your every wish was my command. My heart tells me I must forget. I love you then, I love you again. Ashes of love, cold as ice. You lay dead and I pay the price. Our love is gone, there's no doubt. Ashes of love, the flame burned out.
What a
There
great
you go,
contrast
boys.
to the other one, eh?
Yep.
Much more traditional.
Yep. But at the same
Right.
time, they used electric bass and drums.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
was started by the Osbornes.
Yeah.
Right? But Jim and Jesse were just as cutting edge. And I'm going to tell you something that'll blow your mind. So I knew about this record, and it slipped my mind because I was still in shock over losing Jesse. But his last record,
He was 94.
he was 94 years old. His last record that came out in 2010, or 20, sorry, it's not the last one. In 2010, he put out a record called Songs of the Grateful Dead. And I'm telling you, if you want to hear something that will blow, I'm not going to play it here because I might get friggin' taken down for it because the band on this, it's a rock album,
Yeah.
like with rock players.
Grateful Dead tunes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and him singing all the lead and
Yeah.
playing that crazy mandolin stuff he was capable of in 2010. Like he was in his 80s
Yeah.
and made this album, and it was really well received.
Yeah.
It blew everybody's mind. And this just goes to show you, right, that the greatest musicians of our time, ever, all through my lifetime and before, they were ready to do anything to get something exciting. They were unafraid to do something out of the genre, out of the norm, and they inspired millions of people, right? And those musicians, sadly, are gone. They're going away. And so I don't want you to ever forget those guys, Bobby Osborne, the Osborne Brothers,
Excuse me.
and
Just going to take
Yeah.
the battery
and,
before she overcharges.
and Jesse McReynolds from Jim and Jesse. tremendously talented,
Yeah.
just
Cheers.
unbelievable. Here's to the fallen fathers, boys.
Here we go.
Guitar heads eternum. In this case, Mando heads eternum.
On a happier note,
Yes.
the birthday boy tonight.
Yes.
Our good brother and friend and fellow pilot for Ginger and I, Brian Denny
Brian Denny.
from Gander,
Happy
Newfoundland.
birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, BD. Love you, brother.
Yep.
He's flying to Costa Rica or somewhere to deliver,
course
pick up
he
a
is.
load of bananas and Black Widow spiders
Of course he
to
is.
bring back. Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. It was a little bit of a different opener, but I
Yeah.
had to address that because, and it's not sad. They had long, great lives.
Yeah.
It's happy.
And we get to celebrate them.
We're going to celebrate them
Yeah.
for the next 200 years, right?
Yeah.
Or beyond. And that's what's supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. So if you've not got your Jim and Jesse on or your Osborne Brothers on, go do it. Because it will blow your mind.
Yeah.
The sheer catalog of music of just those two bands would take you 10 years to go through.
To
it
work
all.
through.
Yeah. And it'll blow your mind. It'll totally inspire you. Even if you're not a mandolin or a banjo player, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whoa, I never thought about that. And that's why they did what they did.
You want to try that?
Not really. It looks like curdled shit, but
It's very
Yep.
curdled. It's really hard to drink.
The Solera Rum Cream.
do
is
not put
Fisherman's
rum.
Helper.
Do not put rum in rum cream.
Well, I just thought I'd rum it up a little bit.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Now you
It's
get-
actually once
Now you get sludge.
once you screed it through your teeth.
Screech.
Once you screed it through your teeth, it smooths out a little bit once you recombine it.
All right, boys. The first Kirsten go, and welcome to String Theory, by the
Yeah.
way.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
And let me
Ginger's
just-
in the house.
Ginger, the lovely
Thank
Ginger.
God.
Yes, and so also I just want to, now that we've got all that out of the way after 20 minutes, but I don't care. We needed to do that. Mm-hmm. Those people were really important.
TCB.
And especially important in my own career, my life. That they altered my whole life.
Yes, it's way too bad none of that rubbed off
That's
on
right.
you, right?
Boucher Guitars, love you. Robin,
Yes,
Guillaume, Julien, love you guys. Levy's Leather Straps.
Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
G&G Music, our buddy Glenn Gotel. Citadel Music, the premier of music in Nova Scotia, Stephen McNeil. Brickhouse Guitars, Roger Schmidt is kicking ass.
Yes.
Up there with Hosen Guitars, Ferk, any number of crazy, just
Guitar.
it's nuts.
Yeah.
K&K, our beautiful pickup people. Gallagher. Well, yeah, there's more to come on Gallagher this month. It's going to blow your mind. Recording King, Alfred Azuiri, Yamaha Canada. James Martin Instruments, Cody Guitars. I've finally given up on using that amp. I'm just going to pull my old Roland Cube up here and test that guitar. Because I can't do it. It's not working. So
Well, it's
you like
it's
it is what it is.
it's a Fender.
But I got to review that guitar because it's awesome.
Okay, I
It's
told
awesome.
you where to take it.
Okay, D'Addario.
You need to take it to the man.
D'Addario.
You need to take it to the man that fixes the guitar.
Okay,
amps.
D'Addario, The Arc, Apollo Picks, Epiphone Gibson.
Epiphone and Gibson.
Epiphone Gibson is kicking ass right now in a meaningful way. And I think there's actually going to be a video on this because it's so meaningful. Close Guitars, our buddies, they're doing awesome. Blue Chip Picks. Tone Slab! Tone Slab is awesome. LR Bags, our buddies out in, wherever they are, the west there. Maestro Hose and Guitars in Singapore. George Crackett, our good buddy from Albany, who I love with all my heart. Release the Crackett. And our good friends at the SPCA who have spent the last, month or so dealing with all of the lost animals in the
Displaced
fires.
animals,
Big love to them.
Hey, get off your arse and give something to the SPCA.
Yep, go-
Sponsor a kennel.
At Scarf
Crescent in Burnside.
in Dartmouth.
Or
there,
call them
Dartmouth.
and give them
Call
your credit card number.
Yep, give them some money. Help the
Yep.
doggos and the catos and the
right.
rabbits and the chickens and the whatever all they
Who
got
keeps
there.
you warm at night?
That's
Bet
right.
it's your doggo
Doggos.
or your pussycat. So
We have 2 doggos and 2 catos.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine my life without an animal.
yeah,
And all of our animals are rescues. So
that was a profound day.
it was.
Going
and it's
in
going to
there.
get more profound in about 5 months. Because there's a big thing coming that we're going to be able
thing.
to do for the SPCA
Fang.
this fall that's going to blow everybody's mind.
In the meantime,
blow everybody's mind.
why don't you blow your own mind and call the SPCA and give them some shekels?
Yep, do it. First, Kirsten goes to
Eli Patrick Music.
Hey!
Eli Patrick
How-
Music, our
how
good buddy
prophetic.
down in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I love you, brother. I know you're hurting down there today, boy, because
Is it really warm?
that's where all those people are from.
Yeah.
They had the most profound effect on the people in the Appalachian region and the music there, and from Dayton, Ohio, right down to North Carolina, South Carolina, Knoxville.
Yeah.
Man, that was a huge territory they covered, and just
Even up
changed
into
everything.
even up into New York State.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff. Like, it was-
absolutely. Yep.
yeah.
Oh yeah, upstate New York.
Upstate New York, Ithaca.
Even Frank Wakefield, who worked with Red Allen, who worked with the Osbornes,
Yeah.
he ended up in Sarasota Springs.
Yeah.
Is up in northern New
There's
York,
so many
right?
places that you can name that are like true hotbeds. It's one of the most widespread musical like genres
Yeah.
that just spreads out. Covington,
It's because
Virginia. and
it's because
just
all
like,
them brilliant guys out of the Blue Ridge and the
yeah,
and the valleys down, the mountains down there,
drinking
they
the
all-
mountain water,
That's right. They all went out. They all went
drinking
to the,
that special mountain
right.
water.
They all went to the northern cities, thinking
Mm-hmm.
they could get a good job. Detroit, Dayton, Cincinnati,
Yeah.
all up in New York, Albany, all those places. They took the mountain music up there and ended up, that's what started them off.
Yeah.
Leading them eventually back down to Nashville, all down through,
Yep.
crazy. The geography of the United States is a roadmap of unbelievable music.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. The United States, America, you don't even know what you got. You've lost track of how friggin' awesome it is.
There's so much history
Yeah.
in the U.S. Like that's
Yeah. What's Eli saying?
yeah.
What's he saying?
He says, "Hey everybody, what would you say is the most versatile tone wood, particularly in smaller body sizes?"
Well, if I was talking about bouchers, I like Bubinga.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I don't know any other makers that use Bubinga, really.
Most of the drum makers steal all the booming.
Yeah.
Right?
But the most versatile small body guitar that I have, besides my signature model, which I can't count that because it's rosewood.
Yeah.
It's just because it's a boucher it's so versatile.
How would you see the difference between rosewood and Bubinga? Because they're very similar,
well,
but they're
see,
different.
Okay, so rosewood is a dark, boomy wood.
Yeah.
The way that Robin is, I can't help but use Robin as an example. Okay, I'll use another example. So your question is, what are they? So the rosewood is the darker, heavier sounding
Yeah.
wood. Bubinga has the warmth of rosewood,
But it's
the
brighter and has
brighter
more
of
tone.
mahogany
Yeah.
and maple.
Yeah.
It's got that.
It's agile.
It's very
It's
agile.
agile where the rosewood it's a little darker and slower,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So
and I think that's
rosewood-
why they make a lot of drums out
This
of
is a
Bubinga.
good
because,
word you used, slower.
Yeah.
Because rosewood, when the note happens, it hangs around a while.
Yeah.
But when Bubinga,
It pops.
It pops and then goes away.
Exact drums.
And
That's why I make drums out
and
of.
that's why
Yeah.
it's awesome. So the other guitar that I would say has completely fucking nailed small body build
Yeah.
is Yeri, with the all mahogany OM they
Mm-hmm.
make, top, back, and sides. That guitar, it's 40-year-old Honduran mahogany.
Right.
Okay, they're still available. You can buy them,
Yeah.
but they capture like. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it's like every world, because the top is a hardwood, right?
Yeah.
It has this maple-ish quality, but the back and sides are also mahogany. So you have this beautiful warmth and bell tone quality, and this high-end shimmer that's not as gross as maple,
Yeah.
but beautiful, right?
It's
It's
not
the
as
maker and the wood.
It's not as brash as the maple is. It's more refined. It's more
Right.
like silk,
Yes, exactly.
right? Like it doesn't have any wool on it.
Yeah.
But like a bell tone. It's crystal clear, but it's not sharp or abrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you imagine the path of an arrow, you see the arrow shaft.
Yeah.
And maple, you can see the air waves coming off it, going through the air. It creates this huge pattern like this.
Yeah.
Mahogany is half that size, but it only is collecting the most pleasant tones of the high end. Maple is like all of it.
It's so funny,
right?
like the shit that we describe these terms in, we can see.
You're trying
right?
to visualize
and everybody
it, right?
has it, right?
You're
and
trying to
everybody's
visualize
different.
it.
Yeah.
But you have to.
Yeah.
You once you learn how to describe the sound of a guitar, you can more easily figure out what guitar to buy.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't you say, okay, now here's a question for you, because I love asking you these questions. You've been doing this so long. Do you think or agree that tone woods are basically the same across the board by species? So if you get a rosewood guitar, have you always found that they're basically the same?
No.
Okay.
No.
See, here's the thing, right? And
They're
I'm the
not.
same way.
They're not.
No. What do you think that is? Why? Why is that? Is it just the builder? Or
The builder definitely has something to do with it, because in a guitar, it's the builder. It's how they brace their guitar, how it's constructed, how it's bound together, how it's braced, and the body size. Like everything has that influence that makes that final product, right? Like I think of it. People ask me all the time, why does this? I'll just get an 8-inch woofer and put it in. It'll be the same. No. There's all these components that make up that woofer.
Yeah.
And they all affect the final sound. There's all these components that make up that final sound in a guitar. Mm-hmm. The purfling, the bridge plate, the top, the sides, the back, the bindings, like how it's attached. Mm-hmm.
Whether it's hide glue, whether it's
hide glue, fish glue, whether it's synthetic glues. It's how the gussets and the braces are put together underneath. Like it's all those things. So it's just as much the master craftsmanship of the builder.
Right.
And I mean, our buddy Robin is just mind blowing.
Yes.
Right?
So I guess I'll
the woods differ.
I'll try to make another analogy that's kind of cool, perhaps. So imagine a rainbow, and the color in the bottom is the wood.
Yeah.
And you know what that wood does, right? We know that maple is dark and fat. We know that maple is bright and a bit rigid, a bit brittle. We know mahogany is bright but warm.
Yeah.
We know,
but it's also a bit harsh.
It is.
Mahogany has
if it's used improperly.
It has an edge to it.
We know that walnut is fat in the high bottom.
Yeah, but
with a mid.
But
no
bottom.
No bottom.
Yeah, because it can't move.
No,
it's too tight.
And we know that Bubinga is. Then you start going into so those are the basic.
Bubinga's
woods.
like a latte.
Yes.
It's coffee. It's the latte.
So once you, I guess what I'm saying is, once you establish what the basic properties of each tone wood is, then the rest of the rainbow is the body size, the bracing, the builder,
everything else,
the finish, whether it's poly or nitro, and on that goes. So there's so many layers, affecting the tone wood you're looking at
layers.
buying.
There's layers there in that.
And then you can even do this. This is really cool. So let's say you're talking about a maple guitar. So you know it immediately what a maple Gibson sounds like. Mm-hmm. They all sound the same.
It's a standard, right?
The J200 maple sounds the same everywhere
and that is,
you go.
J200, J45, that's like a Sony Trinitron of guitars.
J45 is another great example. Mahogany.
Yeah.
It sounds that way everywhere.
It's J45.
The D28, Indian Rosewood, sounds the same everywhere.
Yeah.
So once you get those bottom
the baseline
principles,
it's a baseline.
Yes, of the tone woods, then you can start to decide who adds the extra whipped cream on top of this, right?
Who puts more colors in that rainbow?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's up to the buyer.
And that's interesting that you say that, like you compare it to a rainbow, because you've got synesthesia.
Yes.
And
That's the first thing I thought of.
You see colors.
Yeah, it's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Was that bottom ring being the species,
Yeah. and
and what I know about each species, and then the ascending colors are
Yeah.
all the ways it can be used, right?
And we've often and always had this conversation because you see colors when you hear notes.
Yep.
When I process notes technically because I'm not an artist,
Yeah, you're seeing a graph.
I see the graph from
Yeah.
20 hertz to 20,000 hertz,
Yep.
and where this fits in, and what I can shed out of it to pop it, and not waste anything else in my soundscape.
Yeah.
Right?
You're
I'm fitting the puzzle. I'm building the puzzle.
You're seeing a full sonic image
Yeah.
laid out in front of you, and I'm seeing
Colors.
individual arrows of tone and
Yeah.
color shooting at you.
Yeah.
Wait for you to catch it and manipulate it however it has to be done to make it sound right. Right? It's fucking weird.
There's.
So
I can remember instances that don't matter here, but like when we've connected during a live show, because you and Dave or Dave has heard something I've done in response to something you're doing
we
on
haven't
stage.
seen it. We haven't said anything.
Right, and it's just you guys are like, because
Ooh,
you heard
he-
it from the
yeah.
stage, right? Yeah,
The reason you're reacting to it is a different reason.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy about it.
Yeah.
So
it's a big wheel.
that's a good question.
That was a great question.
That was a wicked rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Connects.
Wow. Next question at 7:35.
We got time. You're next.
Super chat from Stephen Baker.
Sudzo. Sudzomatic.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know what you're going to say, but just let me do this first.
yes.
Nice shirts, all used.
All right.
My drink is
Jesus.
up to the top.
I can't even drink mine. It's so chunky.
Oh, come
I
on.
can't-
Suck it
it's
up.
It's like weird rotten ice cream.
Okay, so here's some big news that I forgot because we had the memoriam. So I want you to pay real close attention to this. Master Music Method is coming back online. And it's coming back online because Mr. Stephen Baker and his associates have captured the project and put it back in my ownership.
Domain. Yeah.
So the new mastermusicmethod.com that's going to be coming out could be launching within days now. It's going to be incredible. Not only is it going to be better than what was on there before with the other hosting American platform we won't mention
By name. Yeah.
we own it. It's ours. When you sign up, you're paying us directly through Stripe, and it's going to be humongous. Everything that I've ever wanted to happen with that thing is happening. Direct contact with the students through a forum that's going to be right there on my phone. I can talk to people. We're going to have apps, folks. Apps.
Nice.
For Apple, Android, you're going to be able to do incredible things with this site on your phone or your tablet or your computer or wherever you want to use it.
And it's all thanks to Sudsy sitting there.
Sudsy is just working his butt off.
Sitting in the tub playing with his dingleberries.
The other thing that's going to happen is, before it went down, we were charging $22 Canadian, it was actually being charged $15 US, but the exchange made it 22, and above, because the exchange changed. So what we're going to do is we're going to charge $25 Canadian a month, right? And you have the option to buy a whole year, and then you do that, you get 2 months off. So
10 months for 12.
Yeah. You can pay a whole year for $250 instead of $300.
Right.
Steven says apps aren't going to be right away, but this year.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
All of this is in development.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress, but it's going to be up and running. You'll be able to get all the lectures. All these things are going to be going on and being fixed and being tweaked. From this, we have a bunch of testing students that are using it right now.
Beta
testers. Among those are the guys who build Gallagher guitars.
Nice.
We gave all the workmen down there free reign. They're going to use it. And there's a few other of our string theory family, Jim Waller and a few others.
Yeah.
who are looking at it and just using it and doing it, and it's going to be incredible.
So get out of the tub, Sudsy, and get back to work.
So when that launches, once that launches, and we get, there's so many things. So another thing is this: if you were a Master Music Method customer before, okay, we're going to give you, if you come back and sign with us, you get 3 months free, right off the top. Mm-hmm. You get 3 months for nothing, and then you pay the $25 a month Canadian, right? But we want to give you 3 months free, and because you deserve it. Because a lot of people were really disappointed when that thing went down, and I was too, because it was quite a bit of money for us each month.
It's quite a schmozzle, that other company.
Right? Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's all over. So anyway, Master Music Method is back in our hands and in our control, owned by us, not hosted by anybody but us. Mm-hmm. We're doing it. So keep your eyes open. It will be going live within a week. It's going to be up and around, and
if Sudsy can stop playing with himself in the tub.
We're going to contact all of the old students, invite them back.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So if you were a Master Music Method customer, don't worry. We're going to email you. Come in, sign up, get 3 months for free, and then there you go.
Do it.
Awesome. It's going to be wicked. We're going to start making
Get
new
into the
content.
tub, Sudsy. Get working.
We're going to make new content every month. Mm-hmm. It's going to be amazing. So I'm
no
really
pressure,
excited about
Sudsy.
that. Steven's been working on this really hard for months.
Steven is a Jedi Knight of software.
He is. He's a god.
Yeah.
So good. Next.
Super chat from Jamie Reed.
Jamie Reed.
Hey, Jamie. Happy Wednesday, brother.
Happy Wednesday, boys. Had to make an appointment with my optician because of Chris's shirt choice last week. My eyes still hurt.
Sounds about right.
I toned it down. I'm trying to blend in tonight.
I guess I'm the guy tonight.
Yeah, you're tie-dyed.
Yeah.
What did I have on last week?
This is Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah.
That really, really bright
I was there last year.
Yellow or
yeah, you look like a hunter's orange.
The sailing shirt. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. I was out sailing.
Let's get some questions.
Let's roll it.
Boy, roll it. Next.
There's a super chat from Stephen Baker and a comment from Michael Easter that kind of go together.
Okay.
Is it cold in there, Chris? Your high beams are blinding us.
So my
I only
question
have
is,
baby high beams.
my question is,
these
why,
are like fog lights.
My question is why does a guy sit in front of a computer looking at another man's nipples?
Because he's an Easter. He's an Easter egg.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from BEI.
MFE.
Yeah, there ain't no accountant for Michael Easter.
Yeah.
I got a question from Glenn Legg.
Glenn Legg?
Is that Legge?
Correct.
Okay.
Evening, JP and Chris. I just ordered my first banjo, Recording King RK80. Does humidity affect a banjo the same as it does a guitar? If it does, what humidity level is best?
You could actually use a banjo to hoe the rows in your garden, and it would not hurt it at all. So, and I'm telling you this from experience.
You had yours with you in the Nam when you were going through the jungles.
My last banjo, I'm now playing a gold tone. OB 300 is one of the most beautiful banjos I've ever seen. But prior to that, I played a Gibson Master Tone, and I had the Recording Kings, which I loved. That banjo was actually too much banjo for me. I gave it away, actually.
The Recording King?
I gave it away to a child, a kid who was learning to play. Mm-hmm. And apparently he's kicking ass now, so that worked for him. So all of my Master Tones, I've had two of them in my lifetime. Every one of those banjos was frozen solid in the back of my car out west 100 times. Yeah. Like
it's the only instrument you don't bring in at night.
I pull it out, and it was so cold, my fingers would freeze to the fret.
It's the only instrument you don't take out of the guitar.
You just leave it in there. Yeah. Fuck it. You can't hurt them.
It's built like a brick shithouse.
You have to. The only thing that will happen to a banjo potentially is that if it's not well built, the frets may pop because if it gets too fat. Yeah. But it shouldn't, because the neck is 100 miles long. Yeah. There's not a lot of pressure on it. No. You know?
The sides of the pot are built to take all the strain on that skin.
The wood part of the back isn't even doing anything.
It's stood off from the whole thing. It's just a resonant chamber.
Thing. Yeah. All it is a resonant. It's a drum head.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
the
drum head with
shell.
with a shell behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even do anything. Unless you're worried about getting finish cracks in your pot.
Yeah.
And that has never.
If you've got a wheel size in your car that matches the banjo,
you
can actually use it as a spare tire.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Rail, perhaps?
So in other words, these are the toughest fucking instruments that have ever been built. And oh my Jesus, looks like a budgie threw up in there. Looks like seed remnants. Looks like a parrot.
It looks like somebody stuccoed a wall.
Like a parrot shit. Looks like a parrot shit up against a stucco wall. Okay, next. You're fucking crazy. You're gonna be sick drinking that.
Super chat from Clarence Mazerol.
Clarence Mazerol. Yeah, man.
Being from the birth town of the Canadian grandfathers of bluegrass, what is your take on miking instruments in stage shows?
Well, it's absolutely pointless because and I say that knowing full well that when if I was going to do a show with like I used to do all the time every night, if I was playing banjo and mandolin, they were always mic'd with a 57.
Yeah.
Because it's the best thing to mic them with, and I've never found a pickup that works better. Also, my violin is not mic'd. I play it through my vocal mic.
Yeah.
Because it's the vocal mic, the fiddle is the closest thing to the human voice, so it translates through a vocal mic amazingly. If you're talking about the problem I'm referring to, but it's pointless, is that if you're playing with a band,
a big string band,
yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody else is plugged in, you're screwed.
You're screwed.
So, you have to. It just depends on the setting. If you're playing a bluegrass band, mic everybody, but you have to use good mics, and there's a lot of good options out there now. There's Ear Trumpet Labs.
There's a ton.
There's shit tons. Yeah.
The thing that gets me is the string band that wants to be super, super traditional, and they want to have one large diaphragm microphone, and they all share it.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing for a live performance.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
It's horrible
to mix.
You're taking all the control away from the only person who can translate the
What
way
you're
you
doing.
want to be sounding like to the people you're playing for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like JP says, a 57.
Can't beat it.
You can't. It's like a sore dick.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
It's right. It's unbelievable.
Are you allowed to say that?
Yep.
Well, no.
57, sure,
Okay.
57.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
57A is fine.
It's the best
Yeah.
instrument mic ever made.
Yeah.
Because it's garbage.
Yeah.
It doesn't give a shit what
What
you
you
throw
do,
at it.
what's happening
It's
around
just
it.
gonna translate and puke out whatever you're doing into the
As long
board.
as you're close to it.
Yep. And that's it.
Yeah.
And I've never ever failed to get great sound out of a mandolin and a banjo through a 57.
Condenser mics have their place for instruments
In theaters.
and in theaters, even
Controlled-
in controlled festivals.
if you have a great crew.
Well, if you've got
Right.
a proper setup with people who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But like I love condensers. We talk about a 57 like it's the Holy Grail. SM58, which 98% of the planet says is the Holy Grail for vocals, I refuse to use.
Yeah, I don't like them.
No, I insist on condensers
Yep.
for vocals.
I use a Telefunken now.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
what have you used for the past years and years?
The 87A.
Beta 87A.
Yeah.
You need a condenser for vocals.
Phantom power.
Yeah.
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 It's
So-
Powered by ghosts.
powered by ghosts.
Powered by ghosts.
Yeah. Good
So
question.
it's a good question.
Yeah.
So there you go. Like
57.
in other words, the less complicated it is, a row of 57s and a row of 58s for vocals. I've seen 100.
87As for vocals.
Well, what I'm talking about is the bluegrass.
Oh,
world.
bluegrass band.
They don't have 87As at
No.
bluegrass festivals, right?
Well, then the
So
vocals are going to sound like shit.
Well,
But-
not necessarily, because we know how to sing hard enough to penetrate the veil of crap that a regular
Well,
58
as
has,
long as
right?
you want to dance through the veil of crap,
That's what it is.
go.
I'm going.
Good. Next.
I'm
getting down to the
Super
rum.
chat from Colin Dolan.
Colin Dolan.
Colin Dolan. Our
The
buddy
lovely sack of potatoes.
Colin Dolan. You have a lovely sack of potatoes on you.
Potatoes. Okay, what are we doing?
Can I butter and sour cream your potatoes, Colin?
Would you like me to whip those by hand?
Oh. Would you like some
Chives on your
some
potatoes.
chives on your potatoes?
Hello all. Any opinion on the Yamaha silent upright basses?
I don't know anything about them. I've never seen one. Only one that I'm aware of is the NS design ones, the Steinberger, which are frigging incredible. I've never. Oh, that's disgusting. Looks like a chipmunk took a shit in there after he ate a brick. I don't know anything about it, brother. The only ones I'm aware of are the NS design. They're the best sounding electric stick bass I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, if Yamaha, I'm not even aware this thing existed. If Yamaha makes a silent bass, it's gonna be deadly.
It's gonna sound like $1 million freaking dollars.
It's gonna be unbelievable.
That's because you're hearing the $1 million freaking dollars of R&D and modeling that
That's
went into
right.
it.
Yamaha,
Right?
the silent guitars are incredible. The silent fiddles are incredible.
Yep.
Yamaha is the world master of silent instruments.
But they're not real instruments.
No, they're
That-
just the framework.
They're a model. Yeah.
And they're really easy to play.
Yeah.
Because they have no acoustic properties.
Yeah.
You can adjust them any way you want.
You
Right?
you used to play a Yamaha silent guitar.
Hell yeah.
to have you
I
up
love
there
that thing.
Right, because you didn't have to do anything.
No, plug it in, just fucking go nuts, right?
Right.
Everything
And
sounded
that's-
great.
And that's why you don't play it, is because
It's too easy.
and you don't have any control over how it sounds, really. It's
No.
just gonna sound great.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Yeah.
It's like every note is the same. Every note's the same volume.
Right.
Everything sounds great.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, shit. I'll just stand here
Yeah.
and pull up my cow. That's the note, right? Yeah.
Not something you should-
So yeah, it's if you have Yamaha, all right.
Zip, thud,
If you have Yamaha,
zip.
you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Yamaha makes the best gear in the
I think I
friggin'
knocked that
world.
guitar case over.
Yeah, possibly. Like you're inside the case. Turn next. Help us,
Help.
A question from Maddie Thompson.
Maddie Thompson.
Can you tell me the model of the Yamaha that you used at Stompin' Tom's 80th? Was it a custom?
Oh boy, that's
Ooh.
a great guitar. That was okay. So that guitar is from the custom shop. It was a CJX. Oh Jesus, CJX. It was. I can't remember the model number, but that guitar I paid $3,300 for that guitar
Yeah.
in Sydney at the Long McQuaid there. Somebody ordered it
And didn't buy it.
and didn't buy it, and I went whoa, because it's the same guitar that Paul Simon played all his life.
Right.
Paul's was customized.
Yeah, yeah.
I later on received a CGX customized from Hamamatsu for my 40th birthday. They built a black one with a white pickguard. There was only 3 of those guitars in the world: mine, Paul Simon's, and Brian May.
Yeah.
That's the only.
Wow.
So both of those.
Those guys suck.
Yeah, both of those guitars I sold to a close friend of mine who I won't name, and he has them in his place, and they live under glass. He bought them for a very large amount of money, and but not even close to what they were worth. But I loved him, and I knew they'd be safe with him.
Yeah.
And he's a player as well. I knew they'd be played and they'd be protected, and I sold them to him as a pair. And so he has that one and my J.P. Cormier signature CGX, both sitting in cases with lights and glass, and it's unbelievable. I've seen pictures
Now,
of it
is that after you come by the alabaster bust of you in the vestibule?
with my ass out. Yeah. But that guitar, I wish I could remember the model number. I'm drawing a blank because I'm drunk.
I'm enjoying
CGX.
your alabaster bust
but
right
it was
now.
a CJX. It was a jumbo. And the thing that made that guitar magic is it had the preamp 41 in it, which was Yamaha's best proprietary pickup they ever made.
Yeah.
Ever. It was an undersaddle they designed with 6 crystals
Yeah.
and a gooseneck mic, like a really high-end gooseneck condenser that you could move around everywhere. And they had a sound hole cover that was soft rubber on the outside and then hard reflective plastic on the back.
Yeah.
So when you put it in the guitar, the sound would hit this hard plastic and bounce right back into the mic.
Right.
So the guitar sounded unbelievable. Of all the things that I've let go in my life, even though I don't begrudge them to him, I know he's going to take care of them forever. That's the biggest regret, is I didn't keep those 2 guitars.
How much does Yamaha spend a year doing new and freaky stuff just to try it out? Right?
That's what I mean. Like and that's why I let them go, because I knew I had played the crap out of those.
Yeah.
They had toured everywhere with me, and I thought, rather than destroy these, like just pound them right out of the ground, I'm gonna sell them to my friend.
Yeah, they're safe.
They'll be safe. And there's more Yamahas coming. And, of course, there was.
Like, you know where they are.
I now have an LL56, which is one of the rarest Yamahas in North America you can buy. I have an FG5. I have the old 45-year-old 360. I got great Yamahas. And I got an FG9 coming end of August, which is the newest flagship from the shop.
Jack snoring. Where?
He's snoring.
Is he? Oh, there
he is. Under the credenza.
Yeah.
So,
he's throwing a snore.
That red Yamaha, my God.
Yeah.
What a guitar that was. I had that guitar for about close to 10 years. And it went all over the world with me. That thing was absolutely stunning. Like, there's just, you can say a lot of things about the big builders, right? But you cannot beat Yamaha.
No.
You just can't do it. There's no way.
No.
I don't care who you are. Martin, whatever, I don't care. They build guitars that are not only aesthetically stunning, but tonally stunning.
They just
right?
do things that no other manufacturer does in the scope of their product line, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Like they
sickos. Go way outside.
They're sickos.
They go way outside.
Yeah. And it's almost like they're hiding, watching what people are doing.
Right.
And as soon as somebody has a good idea, they run back,
and
engineer and
re-engineer
the
it.
shit out of it,
Oh,
and bring it to market before everybody else has had a chance to bring their good idea.
Oh yeah,
they're crazy. Yamaha
I can't
crazy.
wait to see the FG9.
Yeah,
this is a nearly a $5,000 Yamaha.
Yeah,
that's designed specifically to compete with specifically to compete will be in a minute to compete with the D28.
Yeah,
like there's and
kill that.
The tests that I've seen, right? The tests I've seen so far out of the U.S. Boy, anybody who's making a dreadnought in like.
We don't like Yamaha.
We're not talking about the small companies.
Yeah.
Because they're doing the same thing Yamaha's doing.
Yeah.
But anybody who's making large, like mass production, you better
watch it.
Get your shit together.
You know what they better do? Boy? You better get yourself a gun, boy.
Yeah, a guitar gun.
You better get yourself a gun, boy.
You better.
I'm telling you right now, you better get yourself a gun.
You better get ready.
Yeah. Yamaha, crazy.
FG9, rosewood, and mahogany.
Yeah.
See, that's the beauty, right? They're so smart.
Yeah.
They realize that some guys are going to love a rosewood dreadnought, and some are going to love a mahogany.
Yeah.
And I have a rosewood coming, I think.
Yeah.
But I will own the other one as well. I'm going to have them both.
I'm for the rosewood.
Me too. But there's something about
I gotta have mahogany. I gotta have a guitar head.
There is. Well, the FG5 is mahogany.
Guitar head.
I'm proud to be a guitar head.
Next.
Super chat from Jonathan Mason.
That's new.
It's a new super
that
chat.
like
That's a new. Welcome,
that
Jonathan.
requires another shot of scotch.
Welcome, Jonathan Mason.
Jonathan Mason,
What
welcome,
do you do
buddy.
for work? Are you a bricklayer?
Probably if he plays guitar.
You like
prob-
what I did there?
The only way he can.
Where is Jonathan Mason from?
I don't know.
Well, ask him for damn
Bricklayerville.
sakes.
If there's never done one of these before, that was just a test of the money broadcasting system.
The MBS.
Love you, sir.
Loud and clear. Thank you, sir.
Can
Good to have you on board.
I was scrolling down to see if he said where he's from, but he did not.
Welcome.
Anyway,
I'm glad you joined us.
As bad as we are, welcome.
super chat from Bill Smith.
Hey,
Bill Smith.
Happy Hump Day. Did you
Hump
ever do a tech talk about XLR versus line level phantom power?
No, we didn't do it.
Talk about what?
A tech talk about XLR versus line level
And
versus
phantom.
power.
Yeah, that's a question that's not. We don't have time.
No, you said, did we do a tech talk video on it?
No,
We were supposed
but
to.
we should.
No, we didn't.
We should.
Yet.
Yeah, that's an hour-long discussion, and out of my realm. That's him. He knows everything about that. But we should do that.
You
Yeah.
just hold things in your hands and smile while you talk.
Yeah, I'll just hold. I'll just have a guitar
You can
in
do
the
it brown,
background.
white.
It needs
And
diagrams.
While you're like doing things, I'll go.
Flinky, 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 flink. Flinky, 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 flink. Flinky, flinky, flink. Flinky, flinky, flink. Flinky, flinky, flink. Flinky, 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 flink. Phantom XLR.
Phantom X Flinky Flink.
That's a good question, but we can do it. Maybe we need to do a little thing on that.
I'm gonna write. We're gonna now have to write a theme song.
Yeah. Flinky, flinky, flinky,
Flinky
flink.
Flink. Yeah.
Phantom XLR.
XLR.
I
Unbalanced.
guess
You just got
unbalanced.
electrocuted. Oh shit! Get next.
I guess that Jonathan Mason is the friend of Sudsy's.
Oh.
Do you know who that is?
My condolences. Get next.
Super chat from Harry Robbins.
Harry Robbins. That's new.
No, it's not new.
Yeah, it is.
No,
I'm not sure.
it's not Harry Robbins. He's not new. You are not new, sir.
Is he related
Welcome.
to Marty Robbins?
Happy. No, he's not. But happy Wednesday. I know
Love
that
ya.
name, Harry Robbins. I've heard it
Okay,
before.
okay.
A super chat referencing, I think, some discussion from earlier. He just says, "Love the history."
Oh, love music
So
history.
he is new.
No, he's not
He
new.
must be.
No. What's going on over here? What's going on over here? What are you fixing to do?
Don't play when you're drunk. Connect.
Yeah.
Highlighted chat from Herschel.
Nobody get the Marty Robbins. reference.
Herschel Walker.
Oh, Herschel. I love Herschel.
No, Herschel Rector.
Herschel
Rector.
His name has been
Herschel
changed.
Walker's a musician.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
but Herschel Rector's our buddy.
It's sorry, I got confused.
That looks like Herschel's Rector.
I know. I don't know what part of the drink.
Herschel's Rector.
That looks like Herschel's Rector. Love you, Herschel. Happy Wednesday, brother. Cheers. Here's to Herschel.
That looks just like Herschel's Rector.
Happy Wednesday, brother. Oh, we needed these laughs today.
I've been 3 years trying not to make fun of
Yeah.
his day because I love him
No,
to death.
today's a hard day, buddy, for Ginger
I almost
and I.
said it
but
the first time he... Okay, Herschel, I love you, buddy. The first time that you ever clued in with us, like
Yeah.
about 3
You
years
did make
ago.
a joke the first time.
Yeah.
I really do
Yeah,
it?
you did. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember.
but I drew back because I thought I heard what she said,
Yeah.
Herschel Rector, and I went Herschel Rectum, and I covered it up, right?
Yeah.
At the time, I was not very secure at this job. As a matter of fact, I didn't know if anybody liked me or not, which they probably don't.
Don't.
But it turns out that they enjoy me every Wednesday,
In fact, we're enjoying you right now.
and we're enjoying you right now.
My father was a rector because he was a priest. So he was a rector
Oh, okay,
because we lived in the rectory,
right.
right? So I didn't think it was like amusing at all. I thought it was just normal. You
weren't even
were
here.
the one. You were the one with the dirty mind.
Can we
Okay,
get to the question?
Oh, sorry, Herschel. Go ahead, buddy.
Sorry.
What do you got, buddy?
What type of glue does Robin use with his guitars?
Ooh, that's a
Jesus,
great
I
question.
don't even know.
We never asked.
I don't know. It's not hide glue.
No, it's synthetic.
It's synthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just today there's so many. What exactly he's using, no idea,
Yeah.
but it's synthetic.
Yeah, but here's the thing, too, right? A lot of people now don't want to use hide glue because you can't take it apart.
No, you can.
You can, but it's ugly.
Oh, well,
If
it's
you-
easier than synthetic, dude.
Well, not what
Fish glue,
not-
hide glue, you can take it apart. The synthetic, I don't want to get that shit off anything.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of people talk about that when stuff is put together with hide glue.
Hide glue,
It's
you can
so
get apart.
together that you cannot get it apart.
Your fiddles are all hide glue and fish glue.
Yeah, but
That's
I don't-
why they can get
I
them
don't
apart.
want them to ever come apart either.
No,
so.
but like unless they explode, that's you just
Unless they
have
explode.
it. You just have it totally arse backwards.
Do I have it
The
arse backwards?
synthetics you can't get apart. The hide and the fish glue you can get apart.
Oh.
That's the beauty of them, and they're natural.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me. I was wrong.
I wasn't done.
Oh. Next.
Another super chat from Jonathan Mason.
Jonathan
Okay.
Mason back again.
There he is.
It says, Sudsy working his butt off? Ha ha ha. Oh man, I didn't know this group was so funny.
Oh, we're pretty funny.
Sudsy's soaking his ass off.
We're about
right
as funny
now.
as a dead duck.
He's soaking his ass off
Yeah,
right
we're
now.
about as funny as a bag of dead weasels.
Yeah. About as funny as the ring around Sudsy's tub right
we're,
now.
yeah, we're about as funny as this scene in
We're not-
Sudsy's. Never mind.
We're not enjoying that stench right now.
Okay, next.
Good.
Super chat from Jasper North.
Hey,
Jasper North.
Jasper.
Hey.
Singing in mic gets me half an octave higher. Why?
Singing what?
Singing
In
what?
mic.
Say it again.
Singing in the mic?
In mic.
Why?
Because you are experiencing
Stage
you're
fright.
experiencing stage fright. Absolutely. When you sing in front of a microphone, you are either being broadcast to an audience or being recorded on tape, and it scares the shit out of you.
So singing in the shower, your
Your
tackle sack is an
you're
octave lower. Your tackle
I'm
sack is
every-
being steamed down.
Every singer I know is the same way.
That's hilarious.
When I'm singing in the studio and being recorded, I can sing an octave higher than I ever sing
But you're
in the room.
Why? Because you're not scared.
Because I know it's being immortalized. It's not going to go away.
No, it's you. You don't have
Yeah.
to immortalize it.
Well, okay. Let me put it another way. When I get on stage, I can hit notes that I never could hit in this room. Ever. I do it every night with Dave.
Yeah.
Way high, like way out of my range. And I hit them effortlessly. It's terror.
That's funny.
It's blind fucking terror. In a world when you don't know if you can hit the note or not.
Built for two.
One
In
man.
the backseat of a Chevette.
One man sings the high C,
When the battery's dead and one headlight is out.
and your balls are dragging. It's time then to sing the high notes, buddy.
And don't forget to check the dipstick before you turn the key.
But that's true.
Yeah.
You're experiencing stage fright.
Yeah.
Connect.
That's a great
Yeah, it was
great
true. I'm
thing
exactly
to
the same way.
yeah.
If I was singing here right now, I wouldn't have the range.
Kudos.
But if I knew I was being recorded or an audience was hearing me,
This is
I'd
like
have another 10
this is
notes.
a segment.
It
This
is.
is a segment.
Yeah.
True thoughts you never wanted to get out.
Yes. Next.
Super chat from Tim Bennett.
Tim Bennett.
Happy
Love you,
Wednesday,
buddy.
Tim.
Loved your last guitar stuff with John with Robin B.
Yeah.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
news from our Pictou County luthier, Dave Gagnon?
No, but I expect to hear from him. I met with him. And I saw the guitars, and that was last year. We went up to Gunnings.
Yeah.
He came with some instruments, but he's he was moving shops, and he's a one guy, and he builds like 3 guitars a year.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to get his material. So, but I want to feature him. He's a nice man.
Yeah.
And he builds beautiful guitars. So, next.
Super chat from Derek Mosier.
Derek Mosier.
Shopping for a 12 fret OM body for under $1,000.
Ooh. 12 fret OM body. 12 fret? I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if anybody makes that.
Most 12 frets are triple O's.
Yeah.
Not to say that there isn't one, but okay. I'll give you one that's really good. Alvarez, not Yeri. Alvarez, Yeri, which means they're way cheaper, right? They build a slope shoulder 12 fret slotted headstock. That's one of the best sounding guitars I've ever heard, and they only cost about $800.
It's an OM.
No,
it's not.
It's a slope shoulder dread,
Right.
but it's a tiny body. It looks small. It's not because the slope shoulder. It's much more
compact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look for that, I'm not sure the model number, but it's an Alvarez. It's a slotted headstock, and it's a slope shoulder 12 fret body. I would be looking for one of those. I bought one time, I think for about $650, and it appears on one of my albums, and it was one of the best sounding guitars I ever played. But this is before I met Robin,
Right.
and it was before I fell in love with Yogi.
Yeah.
So that Alvarez, I loved it, but I couldn't play it on my shows because it was missing 2 frets.
Right.
So the Yogi caused me to change my show and get used to doing 12 fret guitars. But that guitar, the Alvarez slope-shouldered, it's slope-shouldered, slotted headstock, sunburst, most of them that I've seen, under $1,000. Look it up. You will find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Go into the Alvarez website. I think it's just alvarez.com, and look for it. It's a straight Alvarez model, not a master built, I don't believe. And you'll know it when you see it. Slope shouldered, slotted headstock, 12 fret deck, under $1,000 easy, and it'll kill you. It'll blow your head off. Okay, next.
Question from Gil.
Gill
Like
boy.
like fish gill or
Gill boy.
gill.
Gil.
Double L or single L?
Single.
It's rather nondescript.
What is your best guitar to replace Trigger if you had to?
Ooh, there's a question.
What?
What is the best guitar to replace Trigger, Willie Nelson's
Willie's guitar?
if you had to?
Oh, Jesus.
I know. That's a rabbit hole.
No, there's no replacing that.
Dan Erlewine takes care of Trigger.
See, here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
Guitars like that are just like Tony Rice's Clarence White 28
Yeah.
and Lester Flatt's 28, and you can't replace them.
No.
There's nothing that's ever going to be that guitar because it's fucking 100 years old.
Yeah.
And it sounds like crap.
And it's a one-off.
It's
Willie. It's the way he plays
the way
it.
that he kept that guitar going for the past 60 years is unbelievable.
Yeah. It's more lore
Right?
than... It's not sound, it's lore.
It's lore.
Yeah.
So there's no replacing it.
Yeah.
There's no guitar that I could see him being happy with. If that thing died,
Right.
he's not. It's going to die when he does.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, when he passes away, that guitar tops is going to fall right in like an avalanche.
Yeah.
There's just nothing holding it together. And it's the same thing with all these other guitars. If you look at Tony Rice's, his 28, they call the Bone. That guitar is just held together with shit and shoestrings.
Yeah.
And it sounds great because it's a freak. It has a weird neck on it. It has all these modifications to it. He didn't even go to Martin to get it replaced because it was in the shop so much.
Because they can't reproduce it.
Because Martin can't do it.
Yeah.
It was a freak in the beginning. It was a freak.
Yeah.
So he didn't even bother with Martins. There's your Martin story right there. Tony Rice didn't get his guitar, his Tony Rice model guitar, built by Martin. He got it built by Santa Cruz, right? So there is no replacement for those guitars. There's not. Unless you're talking about the only guys that I can think of that you could actually build a guitar now that would be just like theirs would be Django Reinhardt's and Chet Atkins.
Yeah.
Like the old-fashioned Guild Chet Atkins.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. They're made today. A lot of the great electric players, but I mean, when you think about Stevie Ray Vaughan, that old Strat, hard to reproduce that.
You can't.
Even though it's an electric guitar, it shouldn't matter, but it does.
It does,
Right?
and it's not at this point for those people. It's not about the guitar. It's about the lore.
The lore.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
And it's their style of playing.
Yep. It's
right?
what they've
That-
done and achieved with it.
Yeah, and it's how people hear them and
Yeah.
perceive them
Yep.
to be heard. Like
Yep.
that's an esoteric
Yep.
thing at that point. It's not the instrument.
You can't imagine hearing a Tony Rice record without hearing that guitar,
Yeah.
or hearing a Willie Nelson record without that guitar, or hearing a Doc Watson record without a Gallagher,
Yeah.
or hearing
Are you farting or is that
no,
Jack
that's Jack
snoring?
Jack snoring.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't replace them. Unfortunately, I don't think I wouldn't even attempt it. It would be insulting to Willie
Yeah.
to even say anything could possibly match that guitar.
Yeah. It's like
It's who he is.
it's like
He's
Dave Gunning
part of it.
if he played like the bottom 7 frets,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You just can't imagine it because he's never done it.
Yeah, if he ever did go below the 7th fret, it'd be I
Yeah.
don't know what would happen.
Well, below 10K would happen. For
Yeah,
sure.
Connect.
That's it.
Okay. There we are, done.
All right, boys. Well, here's the question for tonight, and it's a good one.
20.
I want you to tell me, where were the Osborne Brothers born? We just lost Bobby, as we started the show off with. Lost Jesse McReynolds. But I'm going to ask you, where were Bobby and Sonny Osborne born? This is the
Google
question.
machines worked up. I like
We're
your
looking-
t-shirt.
I like this t-shirt too. I was in
Roswell, New
Roswell.
Mexico.
I was there. I went there and I took the little alien tour and the whole. It was fun.
Did you see any aliens?
Yeah, took a picture with one, a couple of them. It was great.
Stay in a little seedy hotel.
No, I stayed in a nice hotel.
Yeah.
But I went downtown Roswell and I
See, I
saw
think-
all the tourist things. It
I
was
think
fun.
if you're there, you want to stay in a seedy hotel.
Yeah. Surprisingly, none of the people
Did
in
you
Roswell.
see Mulder and
No,
Scully?
No. None of the people in Roswell actually believe any of this shit. That's what was really funny.
You're just using it.
Oh, yeah, they'd tell you right in your
Yeah.
face, this is all bullshit, but you can go in and take a look, right?
You're bonkers, but feel
Yeah.
free to buy a
Yeah.
t-shirt.
You can buy, have a hat and a t-shirt, but you're
Yeah.
fucked,
Yeah.
right? Number 28, who is it?
Who is
Before we do that, Brian Denny is watching us from on board a flight.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm eating my lobster tail and shrimp scampi on my Boeing
Scampi. My
Boeing
scampi.
767 as we speak.
My scampi.
Yeah, just Miguel, could you get me another glass?
Miguel.
Can you get me another glass of champagne and more lobster tails, please?
Miguel.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Love you, BD. Happy birthday, brother. Love you.
Who's number 28, Ginger?
Oh dear, let's see.
Those Air Canada guys. Wi-Fi on a freighter.
Where were the
Hey, we got
Osborne?
Wi-Fi now on our jet.
Where were the Osborne brothers born? Mm-hmm. I'll actually accept 2 answers for this. There's a town, but there's also the name of the town.
Shreddy Camp.
Wow.
Tone Slab, Gelatin, Tennessee.
No. Gelatin, Tennessee. Gelatin.
Get Gallatin.
Yeah.
That's
Gallatin.
Gallatin. Gelatin.
Galveston, Tennessee.
Gelatin, Tennessee.
Galveston. You're a little off.
Yeah, a few states off
Yeah.
there.
Rustic OPEI.
No.
No Easter.
Come on,
no.
boys.
Hayden, Kentucky.
What?
Hayden?
Yes.
That's Eli Patrick.
Yeah, of course it is.
You're
not-
already on number 6,
Yeah.
buddy.
Right down there.
Who's next?
We got some Kentuckys. We got a Utah, Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah.
We got a Hayden, Kentucky from Greg Richard.
Richard. You're at number 28,
There you
Greg.
go.
Greg Richard.
We got a Kentucky coal mining region.
That's not a town.
No. No.
Uh,
That's a whistle stop.
Hyden, Kentucky is what we're looking for. There's another one we're looking for.
Ray Poupon.
No.
Grey Poupon.
Grey Poupon.
What is wrong with you people
That's my
tonight?
sister. It has something.
The more
Ogden, Utah.
No. Ogden, Utah.
That's Michael Easter again.
That's the Happy Knot. Rourke, Kentucky. Frankfurter, Kentucky.
Frankfurter.
What's this? There's so many.
That's really good
Oh, it's
scotch.
Hyden, Kentucky from Charles Wilson.
Okay, Charles Wilson.
Nope, you're not there.
Number 29, buddy.
Yeah, Charles.
All right. There we go.
Charles Wilson.
Wilson. Wilson.
Wilson.
Miracle Whip.
Whip.
Yes. All right, boys and girls. We're not even playing music on the way out.
No.
We're just doing our thing.
Love you.
I love you, Chris. Thank you.
I'll see you in a month because July
It's gone.
is messed up.
But that's okay because I'll be on the road. I'll be doing string theory while
Yep.
we go. Ginger, of course, is crazy.
Why you gotta be weird?
We Ginger is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Chris is going to be gone. I will be on the road.
Yeah.
There's some exciting things coming,
Hold the shit
including a string theory live from Brickhouse Guitars coming up in the next few weeks.
You bastard.
Oh, it's going to be wicked.
You
It's gonna be
bastard.
wicked.
Did I mention
So-
you're being a bastard
Yes,
right now?
yes, you did. So don't forget Master Music Method.
Yep.
Go look up the Osborne Brothers. Go look up Jim and Jesse, and stay in touch with us.
Yes.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
Or the Wednesday.
Or the Wednesday after.
Wednesday
after.
Yeah.
And we love you. And we'll see you soon.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Be safe.
Tis good.
Cheers.
Cheers.